Welcome back, students. Today we are going to discuss animal tissue topic of unit 6. Okay. So before I start the main content, I would like to inform that the images used in our slides are for education purpose only. We respect intellectual property right of the original creator and owner of these images. If you are the owner of any of the images used in this PPT, have any concern, any issue, please contact us at sathee@iitk.ac.in and we shall remove the images. In this particular video lecture, we are going to discuss these points: epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue and nerve tissue. Okay. So one by one, we are going to discuss these type of topics. So as you know that unicellular organism, unicellular means single celled organism, right? So in unicellular organism, a single cell actually perform all kind of functions. But in multicellular organism, a group of similar cell actually perform a specific kind of function. That's why we can use the term tissue for that particular group of similar cell. What is the right term for that? Tissue. Group of similar cell that perform a single specific function. Okay, so in multicellular organism, or we can say in all complex organisms, four basic type of tissues are there. Like epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue and neural tissue. Okay, so all these four type of tissue we are going to discuss in this particular video lecture. As you know that cells, all the similar kind of cells, group of cell which are going to perform a single kind of function, we can use the term tissue for the same, right? And organs, an organ which collectively single organ perform a single kind of function, like lungs is for respiration purpose, right? Kidney for excretion. It is a digestive system. There are so many organs are involved. And if so many organs are there, like stomach, small intestine, large intestine, that time we can use the term organ system for the same. And cell, group of cell, collectively, if they perform single kind of function, we can use the term tissue for the same. Group of tissue which perform a single kind of function, that time we can use the term organ. Similarly, organ system, they actually split up the work, or we can say division of labor according to their need, right? So tissue are this is the right definition of tissue. Tissue are the group of similar cell performing similar kind of function or same kind of function or related function. Okay, tissue combined to form organ with specific function, like skin perform protection. There are certain kind of glands are present in skin. Okay, like sweat glands, certain kind of ducts are there. Okay, similarly, this kidney organ, this is related to excretion, right? And organs which are organized into a system for collecting different functions related to same kind of thing, like circulatory system. There are so many types of veins, arteries involved, and heart involved in circulatory system. Say so many kind of organs, like your stomach, esophagus, small intestine, large intestine. Some glands are also involved in digestive system, right? So these are the examples of organ system and digestive system. So they perform entire organ system actually collectively perform single kind of function in an individual, right? So for all these kind of function, there are so many type of tissue which are involved. So first type of tissue which we are going to discuss over here is epithelial tissue. Okay, epithelial tissue, this is the outer covering of the of any individual or any organ. Okay, so actually this epithelium or epithelial tissue provide covering, outer covering, or we can say lining. This is the cross section of a tissue. So this is from here to here, we can say this is the outer covering, epithelial tissue, followed by next layer, that is dermis. And just beneath the dermis, there is another layer which is made up of fat. Okay, so there are certain kind of pores are present in epithelium. Okay, certain kind of glands which are mainly sweat gland and other kind of gland which are present in the dermis portion of this epithelial tissue, right? Oil glands are there. Okay, so actually this is the if we compare this epidermis with dermis, what is the outer covering? This epidermis. Okay, so it provide the covering or lining or outer covering of an organ or any individual. Okay, and it face either a body fluid or outside environment. If we are talking about an organ, then it face the body fluid, outside body fluid, or if it is the outer covering of an individual, then this dermis epidermis face the outer environment. Okay, and all the cells which are present over here in epithelial tissue, these are actually compactly packed with little intracellular matrix. As you can see over here, these are compactly packed. We can classify epithelium into two different categories. Okay, if single cell layer is there, that time we can use the term simple epithelium for the same. Okay, if multiple cell layer is present, that time we can use the term compound epithelium for the same. Okay, for simple epithelium, these are the lining of any body cavity, these are the lining of any duct, these are the lining of tubes. So outer lining, as just now I told you, the outer lining of an organ, or it may be duct, or it may be outer lining of an individual, that is a single cell layer, that is epidermis. If multiple layers are there of outer lining, it contains multiple cell layer, that time we can use the term compound epithelium for the same. Okay, like skin. Okay, in simple epithelium, we can further divide this simple epithelium according to their structure into three different types. Like first one is squamous, second is cuboidal, and third is columnar. Based on the what is the criteria for the division? On the basis of their cell structure. We can further divide epithelium into three different categories: squamous, cuboidal, and columnar. Clear? Now, these are the examples of epithelial tissue and their function. Like if it is present on the outsider layer of an organism or of an individual, then it can produce, or it can present on the skin. And what is the function of skin? Protection from the any kind of external stress. It may be pathogen, or it may be temperature variation, or whatever. So protection, right? If this epithelium is present on the outer layer of an organelles, like if it is present on the lungs, then again its function to protect this particular organ and gas exchange. It can also help in gas exchange. If it is present on the outer surface of the liver, then its function is, what is the function of liver? Secretion. It may be present on the outer surface of any gland like thyroid, which is mainly responsible for the secretion, thyroid hormone. These epithelium may be present on the outer membrane of the intestine, and it also contains certain kind of cilia. You can see over here. What is the function of intestine? Absorption, right? Similarly, if it can also present on the presence in the present it can be present in the outer surface of kidney, which is mainly responsible for the filtration. It is main organ involved in the excretory system, right? So these are the certain examples of epithelial tissue which are present outside of our body, and it is the outer covering of any kind of organ, okay, with which are having different kind of function, but the outer covering of any kind of gland or membrane is made up of epithelial tissue. Clear? Now, one by one we can discuss different type of epithelium. Like first one is squamous epithelium. Okay, if single layer is there or one cell layer is there, that time we can use the term squamous epithelium. If more than one layer, means two or more cells are there, that time we can use the term stratified epithelium. Okay, so single layer squamous, that is flat in structure, and if more than one layer, then there are multiple layers. Okay, so this single layer of squamous epithelium can found in the blood vessels or in air sacs of the lung. Okay, and these can form a diffusion boundaries. Okay, similarly, cuboidal epithelium, we can further divide cuboidal on the basis of their layer type. If single layer is there, that time only one type of cell, one cell layer, that time we can use the term simple cuboidal layer, as the structure is just like cube like structure. Okay, if more than one layer is there, that time we can again use the term stratified cuboidal. Okay, and these type of cuboidal epithelium are actually found in the outer layer of duct of any type of gland, right? These are also present in the nephrons in the kidney, so it helps in the secretion and absorptions. It help in the secretion and absorption of that particular organ type. Okay, so now we can compare these cells. Epithelial cell, this is the structure of simple squamous epithelium, single layered, right? Simple cuboidal, cube like structure, single layered. Simple columnar, so structure is just like column, single layered column with cilia. There are so many cilia are present on the outer surface. Okay, and fourth type is pseudo stratified columnar epithelium. Its shape is pseudo stratified columnar, different irregular shaped structure with cilia. Okay, now what is the location of simple squamous epithelium? These are present in the air sacs of lung. These are present in the lining of heart, blood vessel, and lymphatic vessel. What is the function of performed by this simple squamous epithelium? This type of cell allow material to pass through, because only single layer is there, so this can allow material to pass through by diffusion and filtration and secretion of lubricating substance also. Okay, so this is the function performed by the simple squamous epithelium. If the cell type is cuboidal in shape, that time just now we have discussed this type of layer is present in the ducts or in the kidney. Okay, so these are present in the ducts and secretory portion of a small gland and in kidney, tubulars area of kidney. So this is also involved in the secretion and absorption. If cilia is present on the outer surface of the columnar epithelium, then cilia is present, then the cilia help in the movement. Okay, so this ciliated tissue are present in the bronchi of present in the lungs, right? And uterine tube, uterus, and digestive tract. So these are the location, bladder, these are the location where there is a movement of any extracellular fluid or digestive fluid is necessary for the movement of food, digested food is necessary, then cilia can help them. Okay, so in some tissue cilia is present, some tissue cilia is present in the columnar air, some columnar epithelium cilia is not present. Okay, so ciliated tissue is actually present in the bronchi, where there is a movement of any kind of pathogen, mucus, and other things. A dust particle is required, ciliary movement, uterine tube movement of egg or sperm, right? So uterine tube and uterus, while this columnar epithelium are present in the smooth form where there is no cilia. So smooth columnar epithelium are present in the digestive tract and bladder. Clear? And what is the function? Again, absorption. It also secrete mucus and the enzymes. Ciliated tissue is also present, this pseudo-stratified columnar epithelium in which cilia is present, and these lining are present in the trachea and upper respiratory tract. So in the bronchi, simple columnar epithelium is there, while in the trachea, pseudo-stratified columnar epithelium is there. And what is the function? Again, secretion of mucus. Ciliated tissue actually move the mucus. Okay, so this is the function. Now columnar epithelium, so it is structured just like column, simple, single layer, pseudo-stratified, irregular shape, single layer but irregular shape. Okay, cylindrical structure, nuclei are present at the base, and these are found in the stomach and intestine line without any cilia. Okay, without any cilia. So this is important point. Columnar epithelium without non-ciliated are present in the stomach and intestine line, and it aid in secretion and absorption. Now, stratified squamous epithelium, these are present. Stratified squamous epithelium, these are present in the lining of esophagus, mouth, and vagina, and it protect against abrasion. Stratified cuboidal epithelium, these are present in the sweat gland, different kind of glands, sweat gland, salivary gland, and mammary glands. And what is the function? Protection, protective tissue. Stratified columnar epithelium, these are present in the male urethra and ducts of some glands. Again, function, secretion, and protection. And transitional epithelium, these are present in the lining of bladder, urethra, and uter. And it actually, what is the function of transition epithelium? It allow urinary organ to expand and stretch. Ciliated epithelium, these are ciliated epithelium may be cuboidal in shape or columnar in shape, with and also ciliated means these are having cilia, and the cilia is actually responsible to move the particle or mucus over the epithelium. So these are present in the hollow organ. Hollow organ means bronchioles, like fallopian tubes. Okay, so if organ are hollow and there is a need for the movement of mucus, then obviously their covering is made up of ciliated epithelium. Glandular epithelium. Glandular epithelium are the specialized type of cell. These are maybe columnar in shape or cuboidal in shape. Okay, these are present in certain kind of glands. Okay, these can be unicellular like goblet cell or multicellular like salivary. The certain cells are present in the salivary gland. Okay, so these comes under glandular epithelium category. Now compound epithelium. Compound means multi-layered. multilayered epithelium. These type of epithelium has a limited role in secretion and absorption. It actually responsible for the protection against chemical or mechanical stress. Like compound epithelium is present on our outer surface, means skin, our buccal cavity, pharynx, and inner lining of salivary and pancreatic duct. Okay, so what is the function of compound epithelium? To protect our outer covering against chemical and mechanical stress. Now let's discuss some junctions which are present in the animal tissue. There are three type of junctions. First is tight junction, another one adhering junction, third one is gap junction. Okay, so tight junction means tightly packed junction which actually prevents substance from leaking across the tissue. If any type of junction that prevents substance from leaking across tissue, that time we can use the term tight junction for the same. Another one is adhering junction, which act as a cementing material, which actually provide its role just like a Fevicol, which actually cementing neighboring cell together, adhering. Okay, another third type is gap junction, which actually connect cytoplasm of two cells. One's first cell is this, another one is this, and this is the gap junction. This is the gap junction which actually help to connect cytoplasm of adjoining cell for the rapid movement of ions, and some small or big molecules movement. If there is a movement occur between adjoining cell, that time that junction is known as gap junction. So tight junction, there is no leaking. Adhering junction, which act as a Fevicol, cementing of neighboring cell occur with the help of adhering junction, and gap junction is providing a type of tube, a type of canal through which cytoplasm of one cell is connected to the another cell. And through this junction, a rapid movement of ions and some small or big molecule can occur. Okay. So type of tissue, there are four type of tissue. Already we have discussed epithelium tissue, three other type: connective tissue, muscle tissue, and nerve tissue. Okay, we have discussed all these three type of tissue, like ciliated columnar. These are the examples which is providing over here in this particular diagram. Simple squamous, simple cuboidal, simple columnar, ciliated columnar. These are present in different areas, right? And these are actually epithelium tissue are present in the outer covering of our body, in skin, and outer covering of gastrointestinal tract and other organs, right? Muscular tissue, we can classify muscular tissue or muscle tissue into three category: smooth, skeleton, and cardiac. Cardiac is present in the heart, right? Skeleton tissue and smooth tissue, not tissue, skeleton muscle and smooth muscle. There are three type of muscle, right? Connective tissue, these are present in the these are present in the bone. Bone is an example of connective tissue. Tender is an example of connective tissue. Fat and other soft padding tissue. Okay, so these are the example of connective tissue. Last one is your nerve tissue. Nerve tissue is present in the brain, spinal cord, and nerve system. Okay, so we have already discussed this one. Now let's discuss the connective tissue, second type of tissue, that is connective tissue. This connective tissue is present in abundant amount in our body. Okay, and it is widely distributed, and this connective tissue named for their role in linking. Connective means linking and supporting the organ. Okay, so it include in the soft tissue and specialized type of tissue like cartilage, like bone, adipose, and blood. These are the example of connective tissue: cartilage, bone, adipose, and tissue. Okay, so cells which are present in the connective tissue actually secrete collagen or elastin fiber for strengthening and flexibility of an individual. Okay, so this type of tissue, connective tissue, actually secrete collagen and elastin fiber for the strength of an individual and flexibility. It also having a modified polysaccharides which act as a matrix between the cell and the fiber. We can classify connective tissue into three different types: loose connective tissue, dense connective tissue, and specialized type of connective tissue. This is the example of connective tissue. As you can see over here, there are different type of cells. Collagen fibers are there, fibroblasts are there, macrophages are there, mast cells are there. These are all comes under loose connective tissue category. Okay, as cells and fiber are arranged loosely in a semi-fluid ground substance. Okay, so first one is alveolar tissue. So in this alveolar tissue, different kind of cells and the fibers are loosely arranged in a semi-fluid ground substance. As you can see in this particular picture, it contains fibroblast, it contains macrophages, collagen fiber, mast cell. So these are the example of alveolar tissue. What is the function? Function to provide support for epithelial tissue. It act as a framework for blood vessels, for nerves, right? It also allow flexibility and movement. Okay, so the subcutaneous layer, which is also known as hypodermis, this contains areolar tissue. Clear? Second type of tissue comes under this loose connective tissue category, adipose tissue. Okay, so this is the adipose tissue. This is the fat storing area. Okay, so adipose tissue is another type of loose connective tissue. It is made up of, or it is composed of fat cells, which is known as adipocyte. And what is the function of this adipocyte? To store fat or lipid. Okay, these cells are specialized for fat storage purpose, adipose tissue. Okay, so what is the function? To store nutrients as fat, which one can use for if someone needed energy, they can use fat for energy purpose. Okay, and this fat actually work as a insulator or cushioning for the cushioning of the body. So it provide insulation of the body, and it also provide the support and protection of the organs, different organs. So adipose tissue is mainly found just beneath the skin and around the organs. Clear? Now, so these two are the example of loose connective tissue, adipose tissue and alveolar tissue. Dense connective tissue. In dense connective tissue, certain kinds of tender and ligaments comes under this category. Okay, so these are made up of certain kind of fibers and fibroblast. In this, fibers and fibroblast are compactly packed. Certain collagen fibers are present in the row between parallel bundle of fibers. Okay, so what is the function of dense connective tissue? It provides strength and the support. So these are the example, tender and the ligament. These are the example of dense connective tissue. Okay, tender and ligament are made up of dense regular connective tissue. What is the function of tender and ligament? Provide strength and support. Okay, and this dense irregular connective tissue is already I told you is made up of fibroblast and many fibers, which is known as collagen. These fibers are differently oriented, means they are irregular, present in the irregular pattern. And they provide support and strength. and these are found in certain area where tension occur from multiple direction. Okay, so these are present in the skin and around different organs. Some specialized connective tissues are also present in our body, like cartilage. Cartilage has a solid, pliable intracellular matrix, and these cartilages are made up of chondrocytes, which is also known as cartilaginous cell. And these chondrocytes are enclosed in a small cavity within the matrix they secrete. What is the function of cartilage? They actually resist compression. उछल कूद टाइम पर करने पर जो कंप्रेशन होता है बोन्स के अंदर, दे एक्चुअली रेजिस्ट दैट कंप्रेशन. एंड cartilage also provide support and the flexibility. So what are the area where cartilage is present? Just tip of our nose, this outer ear. Okay, so these are the area: tip of nose, outer ear joints. These are present between adjoining bones of the vertebral column here. Okay, so these are the area where cartilage is present. Another type of connective tissue is known as bones. Bones are the example of connective tissue. Bones have hard and non-pliable ground substance which is rich in calcium salt and collagen fiber. What is the name of bone cell? Osteocyte or bone cell. These are resides in the space called lacunae. Okay, and bone provide structural framework of our body. It interact with the skeleton muscle for the movement. There are different type of cells: osteocyte, which maintain body bone tissue; osteoblast, which form bone tissue. Okay, osteoclast, okay, which function in reabsorption and destruction of bone matrix. Osteogenic cells, these are the stem cells of bones. Okay, next type is blood. Blood is also an example of connective tissue. Okay, and it is fluid connective tissue. It is a type of fluid connective tissue. It is made up of plasma, RBC, WBC, and platelets. Okay, plasma, red blood cell, white blood cell, and platelets. What is the function of blood? Transport nutrients, transportation of oxygen, transportation of various hormone and waste product. It also help in maintaining homeostasis of our body. Okay, it also help in maintaining homeostasis of our body. Now next type is muscle tissue. Okay, muscle tissue consists of long cylindrical fiber which are arranged in the parallel array. These fiber are composed of numerous fine fibrils known as myofibrils. So muscle fibrils are composed of numerous fine fibrils known as myofibrils. Muscle fiber when contract means shortening of muscle fiber occur in response to stimulation. Contraction occur when there is a stimulation, and these are present in the relaxed position or in the lengthier position in the coordinated manner. So there are three type of muscles: skeleton muscles, smooth muscles, and cardiac muscles. One by one we are going to discuss all three types. First is skeleton muscles. So skeletal muscle tissue, as name suggests, these are closely attached with the skeleton bone. These are the skeleton tissue, skeleton muscle, biceps and triceps. So these are closely attached with the skeleton bones, right? These are composed of long cylindrical fiber arranged in the parallel array, as you can see over here, in a parallel array. Okay, there are certain type of striated or stripped appearance of these muscles due to the organization of sarcomere. These are the sarcomere. These are the sarcomere. Okay, and these skeleton muscles are responsible for voluntary movement of our body. Like voluntary movement means walking, lifting, jumping, running, in all that kind of things, or movement of our hand or bone or neck. In all those type of voluntary movement, skeleton and this skeleton muscle tissue are actually responsible. What are those examples? Biceps and triceps. These are the examples. If we just hold down our hand, then in this particular situation, biceps are in contract position, while triceps are present in a relaxed mode. If we just put our hand in a normal way, there is no movement that time. Biceps are present in the relaxed mode, while triceps are in the contract position. Okay. Second type of muscle tissue is comes under smooth category, smooth muscle tissue. Okay. These are fusiform, means tapered at both the sides like this, tapered, fusiformed. Okay. And these doesn't have any type of striation. So these lack striation. And these are held together by cell junction, smooth muscle cells. So any kind of involuntary movement in which our wish is not included, involuntary movement which is not directly controlled by our conscious thought, like regular process of digestion, regular blood flow, any type of digestive movement and circulatory digestive movement, any type of blood gland secretion. So regular movement where our conscious thought are not involved. So involuntary type of movement, smooth muscle actually helps. Okay, so its smooth muscles are present in the walls of our blood vessels too. Okay, third type comes under cardiac muscle category. Cardiac muscle, these are present on the wall of heart, present only in the heart, only in the heart. And these cells are interconnected by fused plasma membrane. These are, as you can see over here, these are interconnected, right? These are interconnected by fused plasma membrane. So intercalated disc allow coordinated contraction of cardiac muscle. As these are interconnected, so interconnected disc allow coordinated contraction. So this pumps blood throughout the circulatory system, and this is again a involuntary movement which is actually controlled by the specialized type of heart cell. Okay, now the last one is neural cell. Neural cell is mainly composed of or consists of neurons, which are excitable cells, and neuroglia. And this is the picture of neural cells, neural tissue. Neuroglia actually protect and support neurons. Neurons generate electrical disturbance that travel along their plasma membrane and arrival of this disturbance at neural ending, okay, actually trigger the event affecting adjacent neurons and other kind of cell. Okay, so this is known as neural cell. Now organ and organ system. Organs, basic tissue actually organize to form organs, and different organs associate to create a organ system in multicellular organism. So this is the basic unit, cell. Same kind of cell perform if same kind of function, then it will create a single type of tissue. Different type of tissue collectively perform a single kind of function, then organs, and then from organs to the organ system. So this is the organization hierarchy. Effective coordination of millions of cells within an organism involve this organ formation. So this is all about the topics which comes under this tissue system, tissue related topic of our unit 6. I have covered all the topics. If you have doubt, any type of confusion related to today's discussion, please let me know. We will discuss it later on. Till then, take care, bye bye, and keep learning. Namaskar.